Hey, friend, welcome to this episode of Fit Fuel Female. So, apparently, and I learned this recently, I'm supposed to eat something the moment my eyes pop open so my cortisol doesn't spike, which means at 5:15 in the morning, before I'm even fully conscious, I've been gagging myself with a spoonful of almond butter and a half a banana. Not quite making the eat an hour before you work out guidance, but honestly, doing the best I can. And that's when I realized something. Being healthy has become the most stressful part of my day. Because after that early morning almond butter experience, I'm apparently also supposed to drink a green juice, a protein shake, coffee, but not too much coffee, eat breakfast, take vitamin D, a multivitamin, turmeric, fish oil, magnesium, something for inflammation, something for my gut, and also the workout in between. But, not that workout because now running is canceled after 40, except it's not, unless it is, depends on who you follow. And just when I think I've got a handle on things, the rules change again. I wake up to find out the food pyramid has been flipped upside down, peptides are trending, and Dr. Oz is now saying alcohol is actually good for you as long as you don't drink it for breakfast, which feels like a very low bar. Oh, and it's not dry January anymore. It's damp January because apparently even our resets need moderation now. At this point, I'm not trying to optimize my health. I'm just trying to not fail before coffee. And honestly, the pressure doesn't stop there. Because recently, and I'm not making this up, a fitness coach told me that if I did one thing every day, it should be deadlifts. And not just deadlifts, but lifting 3 times my body weight. 3 times. And I just stood there like, sir, 1 times my body weight would quite literally fold me like a lawn chair. I am not a beast when it comes to lifting. I know where I max out. I know my body. I know my build. And I also know that my lower back would like to remain intact. So I'm spiraling again like, wait, what is heavy? Is heavy the same for everyone? Is it relative? Is it based on body type, experience, genetics? Or is it just another moving target that we're supposed to magically hit? Because everywhere I turn, it's lift heavy, but not too heavy. Train hard, but not too hard, but recover more. Push yourself, but listen to your body. And I'm over here all, my body is mostly saying, please stop yelling at me before sunrise. And just to be clear, because I know how this can sound, I'm not anti lifting. I am not anti hard work. And I'm definitely not anti getting stronger. Because the truth is, I actually feel great. I have energy. I feel strong. I have basically no body fat. And I'm probably the strongest I've ever been in my life. So clearly, I'm doing something right. Who knows what it is, but it's working, which is what makes all of this even more confusing. Because if I feel good, I'm healthy, I'm strong, and I'm showing up consistently, why does it still feel like I'm somehow behind? Why does it feel like there's always one more rule I'm not following? One more trend I haven't adapted? One more thing I should be doing? And that's when it hit me. Health advice isn't exactly about health anymore. It's about optimization. And optimization, it has no finish line. Which leads me to my first lesson. You're not behind, you're overwhelmed. Because I don't actually have clarity. I'm not here with a perfectly dialed in routine. I don't have some magic formula that suddenly made this easy. I'm trying, I'm paying attention, I'm showing up, and somehow, even when you're doing all of that, it can still feel like you're failing simply because the goalposts keep moving. So, yeah, like here's the thing. All of this health noise, it's overwhelming enough when it's just you, the workouts, the supplements, the timing, the rules that change every 5 minutes. But then you add kids, and suddenly it's not just, am I eating enough protein? It's screen time. How much is too much? Vitamins, gummies or capsules, food dyes, yes or no? Organic, sometimes, always, never. Vaccines, did I miss one? Did I space them right? It's like parenting came with a syllabus we never received. And I'll be honest, some days I feel like I'm absolutely crushing it. My kids take their daily vitamins, so check. And then there's food. My daughter currently lives on yogurt smoothies and mac and cheese. Annie's protein mac and cheese, so obviously I'm doing amazing. My son, complete wild card. Some days he craves steak, other days he refuses steak and will only eat rice pilaf. He also believes his lunch account is a bottomless checking account and casually tells me he eats ice cream every day at lunch, which I find out later, because apparently that's how school works now. Oh, and then there's the muffin paper. Because yes, my child eats the paper wrapping on cupcakes and muffins. The first time it happened, I completely panicked. I called his doctor, like genuinely concerned. And they were like, he's fine. His body will absorb it and poop it out. Absorb it? Poop it out? I'm sitting there thinking, are we sure those aren't toxic? How did this happen? Why does he think paper is edible? Where did I go wrong? But the doctor is calm, the kid is fine, and life goes on. And that's kind of the point, isn't it? So much of what we stress about for ourselves and for our kids ends up being fine, not perfect, not optimized, just fine. And somehow fine has started to feel like failure. So if you feel confused, if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel like you're trying but still not doing enough, you're not behind. You're just living in a world that's constantly telling you there's more to fix. Which leads me to lesson number two. You don't need to do everything, and you definitely don't need to do it all at once. Here's what I'm slowly learning, and I say slowly on purpose. Just because something is trending doesn't mean it's required. Just because someone swears by it doesn't mean it belongs in your life. And just because you could add one more thing doesn't mean you should, because this is where it really gets us. We hear about something new, a supplement, a protocol, a workout style, peptides, cold plunges, and immediately our brain goes to, wait, should I be doing that? Am I missing something? Is this the thing that finally makes me feel better? And suddenly we're not even listening to our bodies anymore. We're listening to the internet. And the internet, it's loud. So I made one small, very unsexy decision. I stopped trying to juggle 3 drinks every morning. No more green juice and protein shake and coffee all before 9 a.m. like I'm running a wellness lab. I consolidated. Now I do a green juice protein shake post workout. All powder, 30 grams of protein, all my daily greens, a sprinkle of turmeric powder. And I need you to understand it is the grossest thing I have ever tasted. Like mouth curling, disgusting, truly offensive. So I don't sip it, I chug it, and I move on. Because I have yet to meet a protein drink that's actually tasty unless it's filled with sugar pretending to be healthy. Will it grow on me? Probably not. But it works. And more importantly, it simplified my life. And the same thing applies to how I move my body. I now run 3 days a week. Not because it's optimal, not because it's trending, because it works for me. I don't run fast anymore. I'm not chasing pace, and the endorphins I get from running are unlike any other workout. So I refuse to completely just let go of it as part of my routine. Is running amazing long term? Probably not. But joy matters, mental health matters, and right now, running gives me both. And strength days, I despise them. I dread them, mostly because I find them so boring, but I still do them because I feel good after. Because bone density, it's a thing. Because weights aren't a trend, they're an absolute must. So I grin, I bear it, and I move forward. And you may need to do that too. Not everything has to bring complete and utter joy, but it also doesn't need to consume your life. And here's one more thing, because this one really surprised me. For a while, I was eating salads every single day for lunch, like clockwork, because health. And not only did I reach the point where I genuinely wanted to puke just looking at lettuce, my blood work came back with high potassium, which was not on my bingo card. So I cut out salads completely for 2 weeks. And guess what? My potassium levels went right back to normal. Win win. Now I can actually enjoy a salad a couple of times a week when I want one, and I can mix it up without feeling like I'm failing some invisible health standard. And the best part, I know my disgusting green powder protein shake is taking care of all of my greens in one swoop. And that to me is the whole lesson. Sometimes doing less actually lets you feel better, more natural, more sane, because health doesn't come from stacking everything. It comes from doing a few things consistently in a way you can actually sustain. And I don't say that from a place of mastery. I say it as someone who tried to do too much, listened to too many voices, and finally realized I don't need more. I need fewer rules, fewer shoulds, and a lot more trust in what's already working. Which leads me to my power move for the week. I want you to choose 3 non-negotiables for your health this season and let everything else be optional. Not 5, not 10, 3. Movement you'll actually do, fuel that makes you feel good, sleep, water, or whatever keeps you functioning like a human. And when something new pops up online and you feel that familiar panic of, should I be doing this? Run it through this filter. Does it support my 3, or does it just add noise? If it doesn't fit, you're allowed to pass. Not forever, just for now. Because health isn't about doing everything, it's about doing what works consistently in the season you're currently in. Lately, what's been fueling me is clarity. Not more information, not better hacks, just clarity about what actually works for me. I'm fueled by fewer decisions, by routines that don't require a PhD in wellness, by doing the same simple things most days and not questioning them every time a new trend pops up. I'm fueled by running because it clears my head, by lifting because it keeps me strong, even when it bores me, by a protein green turmeric shake that tastes terrible but lets me move on with my day. And honestly, I'm fueled by trusting my own data. I feel good, I have energy, I'm consistent, and that matters more than chasing the next thing. So, you know, So if this episode felt a little chaotic, good, because that's kind of the point. Health right now is loud, confusing, and often way more complicated than it needs to be. You're not behind, you're not failing, you're just doing your best in a world that keeps changing the rules. So take what works, leave what doesn't, and give yourself permission to stop chasing perfect. And before you go, I want to say thank you, truly, for continuing to listen, for sharing this space with me, and for showing up here week after week. It means more than you'll ever know. If this episode resonated, I'd love for you to share it with a friend, leave a quick review, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Maybe even share it on your social media. It's the easiest way to support the show, and it really helps Fit Fuel Female reach more women who truly need reminders like this. In the meantime, stay fit, stay fueled, stay true to you. I'll see you soon.